Get in Major General Sudhakar ji as well, who's also joined us now live. Major General Sudhakar ji, big news, of course, coming in from the United States of America. Donald Trump currently leading over his rival Kamala Harris. It's, of course, close in many of the swing states, but he is now expanding his lead slowly but surely. What is your take on these trends emerging from the US and the factors that you believe have led to this picture coming out?
Uday, good morning, good afternoon. Thank you for getting me to your show. Little while back, I was with Rishabh, and I told him 2 days back my daughter had spoken to me after having gone around the swing states, and she quoted that Papa, this time the sway is in favor of Donald Trump. Don't quote me. So, with this background, all I would say is that miles to go before Donald Trump goes to sleep. There are a lot of responsibilities, domestic constituency, the regional, and the transatlantic, and the global. So, if we actually look at all these aspects globally, I think he's made the right kind of noise and given assurances, particularly the capital of Arab people in America. I think Michigan is the capital where you have majority of the Arab population, 300,000 such people. And I have heard his interview and speaking to the voters, where he assured them that the war in Middle East will come to an end, contrary to my belief and understanding. That here is a man who is going to hammer Iran nice and properly on the nuclear assets. But the kind of assuring statement he gave to the voters during his campaigning season is very remarkable, and that would bring some kind of a peace and harmony to this war-torn region. Coming to the Ukraine, I personally feel he's the man who is going to bring about ceasefire and finally some kind of a resolution. What kind of resolution? It is easier said than done. They have tried out Minsk I, Minsk II accord, and we leave it to him and his wisdom, how he brings about. But he appears to be very confident. And there also the conflict will come to an end. Now is left with the Indo-Pacific. This is the global roundels. I'm trying to give a very brief touchdown. Indo-Pacific, things are very, very hot and hostile in the South China Sea. There we need to see, because it is he who had rejuvenated the very concept of Indo-Pacific in 2007. And if you recall, after Prime Minister Abe, may his soul rest in peace, gave the new concept in the Parliament of India in 2007. There was a dormancy phase of concept of Indo-Pacific. It is he who had given a kind of momentum to the whole concept. I think he's definitely going to make very serious efforts to contain and also carry out some kind of a strategic encirclement and compete with China, impose stringent measures that the CHIP Act has been already enforced, so as the tariffs. He's going to go ruthless as far as my assessment goes and tighten the loop around China. This is the global dimension. Now come to the Europe. He's already clearly indicated that the NATO forces, they have to survive on their own. The defense budgets have to be increased. I know they're getting nightmares at the very conceptual thought process of Donald Trump, but that's the way to live. That brings us to the domestic constituency across the Atlantic. His concept is MAGA, Make America Great Again, meaning he wants to address the core issues.
Absolutely. Sanjeev Srivastava, stay with us. I beg your pardon, Major General Sudhakar ji, stay with us. I just want to quickly now apprise our viewers with what the scenario is in the various swing states. Remember, it's all boiling now down to the swing states. Out of them, 2 battleground states have been won by Donald Trump already. That's North Carolina. North Carolina, of course, the projection has, of course, come in that Donald Trump is winning this swing state. He's currently, of course, at 51% of the votes compared to, of course, 47.8%. That means 16 electoral votes of North Carolina go to Donald Trump's kitty. The second big swing state, of course, that has gone in Donald Trump's favor, according to, of course, the projections, is Georgia. Georgia also was a swing state. The Kamala Harris camp was concentrating a lot on it. Remember, Georgia, of course, was a state that was won by Joe Biden in 2020. Trump had lost this the last time around, but now in the projection, of course, that's come in with a 58.8% lead vis-a-vis 48.4% for Kamala Harris. Donald Trump is projected to win Georgia. That means 16 electoral votes of Georgia also go to his kitty. Remember, this is all, of course, what has now led to Donald Trump's tally reaching 247 electoral college votes vis-a-vis Kamala Harris's 214. And remember, now let's talk about the other states, because Pennsylvania, of course, was the one state that Kamala Harris would have had to win if she had any chance of course, reaching Donald Trump's commanding lead currently. But now, according to the Fox News projection, it's also likely to go in Trump's kitty. Why is that? That is because Donald Trump, although, of course, AP, CNN and other outlets have not called this state yet, but why is Fox News so bullish that Donald Trump is going to win Pennsylvania? That is because almost 93% of the votes have been counted, and this is how things stand currently in Pennsylvania. 51% votes are going to Donald Trump in Pennsylvania. That's a 3% lead. That's significant. A 3% lead right now over Kamala Harris. Kamala Harris, of course, currently on 48%. If we talk, of course, about the state, you can see it over here. Erie County as well. Erie County was a county which went in favor of Barack Obama. It also went in favor of Joe Biden, but Trump has flipped this now. Erie County also has turned red, as you can see there. Philadelphia, though, is somewhere where Kamala Harris is continuing to lead. She's hoping the numbers there shore up her tally, but remember now a 3% trail for Kamala Harris is becoming very, very difficult to turn around. Let's just tell you about what the other swing states currently are looking like. Michigan. So Michigan, of course, another very, very crucial state. Let's quickly look at Michigan. Michigan right now, which has 15 electoral votes, is also seeing a significant lead for Donald Trump. Donald Trump currently leading in Michigan with 52.2% votes. Kamala Harris is trailing at 46.1%. You can see there, that is a 6% lead in this state of Wisconsin for, in Michigan for Donald Trump. So Donald Trump leading Michigan currently by almost 6%. Let's tell you about what the scenario in Wisconsin is. So Wisconsin, again, another swing state which has 10 electoral votes, is also seeing Trump in the lead. Donald Trump currently, remember, Wisconsin and Michigan have still not been called just yet because there is still a lot of counting to be done. But in Wisconsin, currently Donald Trump is also ahead. He's at 51.4% votes. Kamala Harris is behind at 47.2% votes. So that's about a 4% lead that Donald Trump has in Wisconsin. Let's quickly show you about what's happening now in Arizona. So in Arizona, as things stand right now, Arizona has 11 electoral votes. Donald Trump is leading here as well. Donald Trump is currently leading here, but things are very, very close in Arizona. So Donald Trump, of course, in the lead with 50.1% votes. Kamala Harris is at 49.1%. So just 1% votes separates Kamala Harris and Donald Trump in Arizona. So Arizona is right now too close to call. 11 electoral votes up for grabs in Arizona. Nevada was, of course, one of the last states to close. It, of course, is in the West Coast, which is why polling closed late there. What are things right now in how are things right now looking like in Nevada? Well, in Nevada, Donald Trump right now is at 51.2% votes. Kamala Harris is behind him at 47.2%. That means it's about a 4% gap in Nevada in favor of Donald Trump, and 6 electoral votes, of course, are up for grabs there. So that is what, of course, the United States of America currently is looking like. You can see there, this is the map. It's predominantly red, of course, or slightly red, which means that the Republicans are leading. And of course, the number of blue states has gone down significantly. Not good news, of course, for Kamala Harris if these projections would turn into results. Now, I'm getting another big development coming in this hour, and that is that Fox